I'm Arthur Flemming. I've had the privilege of serving as Secretary of Health, Education and Welfare, Commissioner of Aging, and Chairman of the Civil Rights Commission. When I was serving as Commissioner of Aging, some of us devised an Ombudsman program, a program designed to provide volunteer advocates for persons who live in nursing homes, boarding care, and assisted living. This program has been recognized by the Congress of the United States in the Older Americans Act. It's been recognized by every state in this country that have passed laws providing for an ombudsman program. But at the heart of this program are the volunteers who volunteer for training and then for service in serving as advocates for this very important group of older persons. I'm happy to introduce this program to you.
The people needing care in nursing homes or board and care homes have always been a part of your life. They are your parents, grandparents, or other members of your family. They are your friends, co-workers, people whom you have known throughout your life. All of us grow older. It is a fact of life that any of us might someday enter the care of a nursing home or other facility to provide a home for us in our later years. If you were in a nursing home and needed help resolving a problem concerning the quality of care, where would you turn for assistance?
If they were living on their own and they got some bad food from the food store, they wouldn't hesitate to complain, or got some inferior merchandise from the department store, they wouldn't hesitate to complain. Conversely, if they do not get service in this nursing home, the right is theirs, and the obligation, the first obligation, is theirs to complain.
Older Americans in nursing homes and board and care homes have rights, just like everyone else. If you or an elderly person in your family needed answers to important questions about your rights, who would you ask?
That you are an objective source, not of the institution. Someone that they can unburden to, that they don't have to in the back of their mind be afraid that maybe that's going to put them in bad with the staff.
Ombudsman is a Scandinavian word used to describe a person who investigates complaints made by private citizens. Through this concept, private citizens can work within the system to provide vital checks and balances on behalf of those persons who are not always able to protect their own rights. The Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program came into existence as a result of powerful federal legislation. In 1965, the Older Americans Act was created by the U.S. Congress. The Older Americans Act reaffirmed national goals for all older people. It called for quality services for those who require institutional care and comprehensive supportive services to help others stay at home. It required every state to have a long-term care ombudsman program. It gave ombudsmen the authority to help residents resolve a wide range of problems. It made ombudsmen a part of a vast elder care network, including 57 state units on aging, 52 state ombudsman programs, 670 area agencies on aging, 15,000 community service organizations, 26,000 nutrition and supportive service providers, and 500,000 volunteers. The Long-Term Care Ombudsman provides a vital link between older Americans in nursing homes and board and care homes and their rights. Sometimes they need a helping hand, an intermediary, someone on their side. The Ombudsman is the helping hand, the person to call with problems, concerns, or questions about institutional care.
I visit and talk to residents about what their life is like in the nursing home, whether they have complaints about the care that they're being given. Their rights are being respected, I guess, is the way to put it. The object is to have their life be as close to normal as it can possibly be within an institution. I talk to them about their meals, about their health care. I talk to them about their recreational activities.
I feel like she contributes to my mental capacity and keeps me alert in general and on the track of problems that can be ironed out, which are personal to me.
Who are these ombudsmen? They are people committed to the spirit of getting things done. Although some ombudsmen are staff-funded through various state programs, a great many ombudsmen are volunteers who commit to a few hours a week. In many of the local programs, volunteers play key roles by providing residents with direct personal contact and assistance. These people are committed to making a positive contribution to their community. They want to make a difference.
That's just my pleasure, I'll tell you.
Part of what makes us different is this sort of odd passion that we have not to take no for an answer. And there are constantly roadblocks in anything any of us do, and reasons why we shouldn't continue and it won't work and it hasn't been done before. But we just, for some reason, we just keep pushing, whether it means new legislation or just the media or whatever it takes, so we're going to do it.
You're dealing with human beings, you're dealing with individuals, and you have to deal with them as special people.
Ombudsmen receive specialized training to prepare them for their role as mediators and advocates. Equipped with this training, ombudsmen deal skillfully and competently with a wide range of issues and challenges they encounter. Of course, the most important qualification is caring and the willingness to get involved.
By having someone who can speak for the resident, who can carry messages, who can go back again and re-carry the same message, and who doesn't get too upset by doing that.
The Ombudsman program, I feel, makes a difference from a couple of viewpoints. The first is an aura of, I don't want to say hope, but at least reassurance on the parts of the residents that someone here, independent of association with the management, is looking out for them. The other part of it is that the management knows that someone with an independent viewpoint is keeping an eye on them.
The trained ombudsman draws on skills of diplomacy and tact in this often complex role. As an advocate, the ombudsman is someone separate from the institution who can use a variety of resources to help residents. As an educator, the ombudsman is a resource to the residents' family and friends, as well as to the facility about current regulations and policies. Ombudsmen investigate complaints and grievances on behalf of residents to ensure that these issues are not ignored and are resolved fairly. Ombudsmen pursue complaints through legal, medical, social service, or government agencies who can provide direct assistance. Finally, as an impartial mediator, the ombudsman can work with different parties to resolve a disagreement or complaint. Every year, ombudsmen handle more than 110,000 separate complaints made by or on behalf of long-term care residents. Complaints may come from virtually any area that affects the quality of life of residents. Ombudsmen help resolve issues of inadequate care, improper use of restraints, cold food, family matters, disagreements over medication. Where needed, ombudsmen stand ready to work with residents and jointly with facilities in virtually any area that affects the quality of their lives. Issues encountered by ombudsmen can often be fairly easily resolved. Sometimes, ombudsmen just need to point out a minor matter to nursing home staff who gladly address the problem. But sadly, in other instances where there are more serious abuses or wrongs, ombudsmen have to resort to more dramatic measures.
I can say honestly that they probably saved my life.
This is Harris House, a Washington, D.C. board and care facility that once housed some 150 residents. People housed here had to cope with severe overcrowding, no water fountains, financial abuses, terrible sanitary conditions, inadequate medical care, and in most cases, virtually unlivable conditions. Ian Hart is the Ombudsman for Washington, D.C., where Harris House was located and where Dempsey Henderson was a resident.
People were afraid to go up against an authoritative figure. You know, they were afraid to speak their minds because they were afraid they would get put out of the Harris House.
The residents did not know they had any rights. They didn't know that they had a right to be treated with dignity, or that they had a right to their money, or that they had a right to information about their medical care. So it was starting at the very basics.
Harris House was closed. The residents were relocated to new and better homes. This is an extreme example of a bad situation and how ombudsmen can help make sure that the individual needs of the frail and elderly are not violated.
It was massive, and we had a massive solution to take care of it.
The Ombudsman program benefits everyone it touches. Nursing home and board and care facilities receive valuable input that improve their operations. Residents often cherish the regular visit from a friendly and helpful face, a welcome break in routine, a trusted friend. And ombudsmen report a feeling of personal satisfaction with the human exchange, the feeling of making a contribution that really makes a difference. Whether one of the many volunteers who choose to spend a few hours out of their week to enrich their lives and the lives of the residents they serve, or one of the paid staff ombudsmen who serve in state and local programs, participants have a unique opportunity to make a difference in someone else's life.
You can make a big difference in somebody's life. You really can.
And I think it's important because at least if you have somebody that can at least listen and see what that can be done about it. You know, at least someone's taking a complaint that's going to do something about it. Let's put it that way.
She stimulates me, and I look forward to her visits.
If you had the ombudsman's people telephone number, the best that you could do would be to get in touch with them and have them pay you a visit and explain your situations to the ombudsman people. I think they would resolve whatever problem you might have had. You know what I mean? Because they did it for me. They did it for me.
This video presents all of you with a real challenge to offer your services as a volunteer ombudsman program. If you want to do so, contact your state agency on aging or the area agency on aging. Remember, life's greatest satisfaction comes from helping one another on this journey through life. The Ombudsman program gives you the opportunity of volunteering your services to help someone else on their journey.